Brandon here with another episode of SexxxPerTease, and our question is, this one professor that I know works at my school messaged me on Grindr. He asked what school I went to, but I lied because I didn't want him to stop talking to me if he found out that I was a student where he teaches. He's sexting me hardcore, and I like the fantasy of getting with a professor at my school, but I'm worried about the potential ramifications if he does find out that I lied, and so should I be honest with him or just hook up with him? I once had a professor message me on Grindr, and, I knew he was going to be my professor, but he didn't know I was going to be one of his students for the upcoming semester. So I did have that, conundrum of, should I do something scandalous or just, lie, or should I, be honest? I decided to be honest because, honestly, I wasn't really that attracted to him. It was just, the fantasy of, oh my god, you're gonna be my professor, and then it's I can deceive you and hook up with you, and then I show up in your class, but then it's just meh, I'm not attracted to you, don't think it's worth it. So, but if you are attracted to this professor, and it would be really super scandalous and sneaky, I would say go for it. Just, lie and say you don't go to a school, and then you show up. Well, I mean, if he's not even in your department, it really shouldn't matter, if he teaches at your school, if you're, never gonna have him as a teacher anyway. I mean, you just are just two people. One works at the school and one's a student there. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Even though there are some schools, I heard Harvard's making a law where, code of conduct, whatever, that, you can't hook up with a professor. Anyone. No one that's a student can hook up with anyone that's a professor, even if you're, a grad student, no matter, what your age is. There's no, exception. Students and professors aren't allowed to hook up, even if they're not in your department, if they're not your teacher, etc. Which I think is really pushing, the boundaries, because it's, you're a consenting adult, so you can do whatever the hell you want. So, if you want to date or hook up with whoever you want, I mean, I understand it's a problem if they are your professor, if they're, in your department, but if they're not your professor, not in your department, you're never going to have them as a teacher. You probably will never even see them on campus unless you make an effort to see them. That shouldn't be an issue, or the school's ability to determine who you're allowed to sleep with. But I'm all being super scandalous and slutty, so I would say lie, and then hook up with him, and then admit the truth afterwards, even though that could be really dangerous, because, depending on what your school's laws are, he could get fired, or maybe even you could get in trouble, but you probably wouldn't. Students, fine, I think, usually, in these situations, since you are an adult and it is college. But I'd say go for it, because life's too short to not live scandalously. So, I hope that helped answer your question, even though I am anti-lying, so, I mean, I know it's wrong to encourage people to lie, but, I mean, it's fun, and it would be scandalous and drama, but, you could be honest and then go do things on the DL. I mean, he could get freaked out. It just depends if you're attracted to him. If you're super attracted to him and really into him, want to hook up with him, lie. If you're, iffy about it, you don't really care if it goes either way, be honest with him and tell him the truth. So, yeah, I hope that helped answer your question, and join me again for more SexxPerTease later.